This is a complete tutorial on RankMath SEO plugin, and if you don't know what SEO is, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's a way to make your website rank better in Google, Microsoft Bing and other search engines, and there are a set of techniques which help you achieve that. And in this we'll talk about probably one of the best plugins for search engine optimization, both the free and the pro versions, and you can decide for yourself which version you want. Let's get into the tutorial. Click on the link in the description and that will take you to RankMath website. As you can see, their price starts from $59 for unlimited personal websites and a ton of features. Basically, they do not differentiate between the plans. The only thing is that there are few minor differences such as tracking keywords and free AI credits. Other than that, every other feature is just the same. So if you want to support the channel, you can get it using the link in the description. And once you get the RankMath Pro plugin, you can go to my account and click on download under your dashboard. So that will download the pro version of the plugin. Now you just need to go to your website and install the pro version, which will also install the free version. So go to your WordPress dashboard. It's your website .extension /wp-admin, and once you go there, go to plugins, click on add new. You can hover over plugins and click on add new. Now click on upload plugin. I do not have the free version installed on this website. I'll click on choose file and I'll go to downloads and I'll pick the RankMath Pro PDF and I'll just click on upload and I'll just click on install now. I'll click on activate the plugin. So it's asking me to set up a free account for Google. So click on connect your account and it says if I want to activate RankMath using my account, I'll just say click on activate now. That will activate the license on this website so that I can update and use all the amazing features. Now you get into the setup wizard. Always pick advanced because it gives you more control over the setup wizard. You can of course change these options later, but setting up is the easiest way to get started. And custom mode, in case you have already worked on a client's website, you can import those settings in this. Since this is our first install, you can click on advanced and click on startup wizard. Now you can tell what this website is already all about. This website is an e-commerce website which basically sells pots. Now pick what kind of website your website is. If it's a personal blog, it's a news site, or any other personal website, you can pick other personal website and describe what it exactly is. But mine is a web shop, so I'll just pick web shop as it describes it properly. Business type, I can pick an organization. You can also narrow it down by any of these categories if it fits into any of these, but I'll just pick organization. You can change the website name from here. Organization name, this is fine. You can click on upload logo and pick a logo for your site. Also, this is the logo that Google will use for its knowledge graph and other stuff. And default social image, when you're posting or when you're sharing the posts that you published on your website, this is the image that shows up by default. If you do not have a featured image, you can pick any image you want, like sort of like a fallback image. Click on save and continue. Now you need to connect your website to Google services to add it to Google console. So you need to tell Google that your website is live and it's on internet so that it can start indexing and find content on your site. Also, you can set up RankMath Analytics module, which is basically connecting it to Google Analytics and combining with data on your site. So I'll just click on connect Google services. You need to log in with your Google account. Give RankMath all the permissions it needs. I'll just check all these boxes. So it can manage Google Search Console, Google AdSense, and also Google Analytics. So I'll just pick all that and click on continue. So we have connected our website to Google, so that is fine. It may not show up properly on this, but we'll fix this in a bit. So I do not have AdSense, but if you have AdSense, you can also connect your Google AdSense account and integrate ads right from within. But We'll just leave this step at the default for now. We'll come back to it in a bit. I'll click on save and continue. Now sitemaps, these are basically a map provided to search engines to effectively index. So you give the list of links on your website to search engines so that they can index your website better. It's really important, and you turn this on for all the post types on your website. Even if you create a custom post type, just check that box and you can pick which taxonomies need to be public. Categories are the categories for the posts, and product categories are the categories for organizing products on your e-commerce store if yours is an e-commerce store. You can also pick news sitemap if you want this to be included in Google News. And if you have video sitemap, if you have like YouTube videos embedded into your site, you can also choose this and choose the post types that have video sitemaps. But I do not have videos on any of the posts yet. If you have, you can enable this later, but I'll uncheck this box and click on save and continue. So the next section is called SEO tweaks, and the first option is called no index, empty category and tag archives. So if you do not have any posts within a category or a tag, you should enable no index on them, because if search engines index them, which means if they keep them in their catalog and serve it to users, it's of no real use to users and it's not a good sign. So it's always a good practice to turn this on. And no follow essentially means, like, whenever you're linking to an external website from your website, you're passing your link juice or authority, saying this website is a reliable source to find such information. This is also referred to as backlink to other website, right? If other websites link to your website, it's called a backlink. If you link it to other websites, it's just a link. So when you pick no follow for external links, it means don't pass my authority or my ranking to the other websites that I'm linking to. But it's usually a good option to not enable this, because you want readers to redirect them. You want to redirect your users or readers to great websites such as WordPress.com, WordPress.org, WooCommerce.com. It's a good practice to leave it blank or unchecked, and you can open external links in new tabs or windows. You can check this on and click on save and continue. So we finally reached the end screen of the setup wizard. You can turn on the auto update of this plugin, and they have few handy links if you want to follow them. And down below you also have something called setup advanced options. I'll just click on that button. It brings us to this, which is called role manager. It essentially gives permissions to different kinds of users. So if you want an editor to not access title and meta settings, you uncheck the box. If you just want him to access on-page SEO settings, you can toggle these options. So depending on the type of user, you can give them different permissions if you have different users. But if you just have a single person managing the website, you can uncheck this role manager altogether and click on save and continue. So that will take us to the next section, which is 404 redirection. 404 error is found when user doesn't find what he's looking for. So you can turn this on, 404 monitor. Every time there's a 404 error, it will log the error and where it has occurred. And the same thing with redirections. Click on save and continue. And now you have something called schema markup. Schema essentially gives search engines context on your website. So what different kinds of articles are there on your website? So for post type, it's basically an article, right? You write articles on the post type. And you can also pick article type. It can be a news article, blog post, or a normal article. And the same thing with pages. You can pick different kinds of schemas for different kinds of pages, different kinds of post types. And let's say you just have a custom type post type called reviews. You should pick a schema type that better suits it. Or if you have a recipe website, you should pick recipe schema type for recipe custom post type, and so on. If you don't have any match, pick none for now. You can of course select or add your custom schema, which we'll get to in a bit. So select these options. Basically pick what kind of schema suits better, or what exactly describes these things better, and pick those options for posts, pages, and any other post types that you have on your website. For product type, they have a schema called product, so you can pick that. It's selected by default, and click on save and continue. So click on dashboard, and above here you can see you can pick easy mode or advanced mode for the RankMath plugin. Always pick advanced mode, as that gives you more options to configure, right? It gives you a ton of options and you can configure and tweak each one of them. So you need to be in dashboard, and you can see that analytics module is showing this orange or red color, which means it's not being properly set up. Once everything is properly set up, it will show us a green color. So I'll just click on settings right under analytics module. So once you're in the analytics module under settings tab or under general settings, purge your cache if this is the case with you. So if you have a caching plugin set up on your website, it's usually a problem with the caching plugin. Once you purge the cache on your website, you can then click on analytics under general settings. So that didn't fix our problem, right? It didn't create an account, it didn't create a property data stream. So we need to do it manually. So first thing, just Google Search Console. It's called Google Search Console. Click on Google Search Console. Once you're signed in, you need to click on this Start Now button. That will ask you to add a website. Just put the URL of your website. So in this case, it's kartikrajnala.com. If you have www. You can also put that, and just simply click on continue. So that will try to verify the account. Now you can click on save changes and try to purge all the cache once you add the website here. And now if you go to analytics module, you can see your website, right? So you can pick which country you want to add the data from. So Search Console basically gives you all the search results and how visitors are viewing your website, how many times your website is appearing in the search results. So all that kind of stuff. So you can pick worldwide to get an overall data. But if yours is a regional business, you can narrow it down to your own country. But I'll pick worldwide since I'm selling products online everywhere. So I'll pick worldwide. Now the same thing with analytics. You first need to get started. Just go to Google Analytics. It's analytics.google.com, and you need to click on this button to sign up for analytics first. Just give it a name. I'll call it, this can be the name of your website. You need to check all these boxes and click on next. You can give this property a name. This is basically my website. So I'll say my website. You can pick time zone. I'll pick time zone where I'm from, which is India, and currency, maybe I'll pick US dollar, and I can click on next. You can tell Google which kind of website it is. It's a shopping website for me. It doesn't matter. Just pick these options. Pick at least 2 or 3 options and click on create. It will give you 2 boxes. You need to check this box and you need to click on I accept, and you also need to click on I accept. Click on I accept again. So that will basically create your Google Analytics account. Once you create your Google Analytics account, you can create from within RankMath as well. So just click on save. You don't need to pick any of these. Now you do the same thing. Just click on save changes and purge the cache if it needs to be. And you can see that it pulls up all the details. You can see it pulls the data of account. You can pick this, or you can actually create new property. So click on OK. Now you do not need to go to analytics. Data stream, you can pick website because this is a website, right? And country, you can see and pick which kind of data you want. If you want to see analytics just for the single country or whole worldwide data. Analytics basically gives you where your visitors are coming from, how much time they're spending, and what demographic of visitors are visiting your website and all that kind of stuff. And if you don't have any other plugin that installs Google Analytics, just check this box. And you can also pick this for performance. You can also pick this for privacy reasons, but I'll uncheck this box. I'll just check these two. And similarly, you can just go sign up with Google AdSense Again, AdSense is subject to approval. If you have proper posts and if your website looks decent, only then it's approved. There are a ton of checklists that you need to follow. That's a topic for another tutorial, but you need to sign up and get approved for AdSense. Then you can pick the account from here. For how long you want to keep analytics data in your database, the default is 90, not a problem. You can also turn on email reports, and with Pro you can also have 15-day report, and you can just include only tracked keywords, which we'll get to later. So once you set that up, click on Save Changes. Essentially, we went to Google Search Console, signed up and created an account. We went to Google Analytics, signed up and created an account. Then we came back and we just created an account from here, right? So I'll just click on Save Changes. Again, I need to purge the cache. Now if I go to Analytics, I should see all the properties like so. Alright. Now Search Console is green, Analytics code is green, meaning both of them are properly set up. This is some kind of bug, or I don't know, some compatibility issue. It's supposed to set it up automatically using the setup wizard. But anyway, this is how you fix it. So once you set up Analytics, you can always click on the dashboard entry of Analytics, and here you find all the things that you need about your website. It shows overall optimization of your website, search traffic, well, the traffic that is hitting your website from Google search. Search impressions is how many times your website appears in the Google search results, and the keywords and the average position. Since this is a brand new website, I don't have any data. It also shows top 3 keyword positions and all that kind of stuff. It also shows you top winning and losing keywords as you write posts on your website and keep adding things on your website. And then there's site analytics. You click on that and it shows you different posts on your website, and also the schema, links within that post, and also the traffic hitting that particular post, page, or any custom post type. You can also filter it by different options. So you can enable all the options and it shows you complete data regarding this post. This basically is the complete list of content on your website. It can be post, page, it can be custom post types such as WooCommerce products. So it shows basically everything, and it shows the schema, it shows the SEO score. But don't worry, we'll get to SEO score and all that per post level later down the tutorial. But this is how you calculate it. You can also narrow it down by the number of days. You can click on SEO performance. It shows you the click-through rate, how many impressions divided by the number of traffic you're actually divided by clicks that you're getting out of the total traffic. And it shows if there's any change in the Google algorithm. And the same thing with keywords. It basically tracks all the different keywords on your website. Rank tracker, for which kind of keywords it's basically tracking. So you can click on auto add, click on auto import. We want keywords to be tracked for pages and posts and products. So whenever you add new product, it should be indexed and you'll try to rank for that, and just click that. Now it will just track the ranking for that particular product. Index status, well, indexing is basically search engines keeping a register of your website. It shows different kinds of indexing statuses: unspecified, pass, partial pass, fail, and if you have actually chosen no index, and that has excluded from the search console. So this is the overall analytics tab. Now I'll just click on general settings. We'll go through this one by one, starting with links. You can strip category base, right? Well, what does this really mean? If you hover over posts and click on categories, if you have created any similar to product categories, and if you try to view the URL, if you click on view, you can see it has a base of category. Well, essentially you can remove that. So if I strip it of that and click on save changes, now if I try to reload the same category, you won't find that base in the URL of the category, any category. See that? The term category is gone and only the category name remains. So that's what the base does. And the second thing is you can redirect attachments. Attachments don't really have any significance, right? but attachments are a post type in WordPress, and it's always a good idea to redirect them to the post or the page where they're used. And if you just have a attachment without uploading it to any post or page, you just uploaded an attachment by using the media tab, you can redirect it to the home page or any page. You can just paste the URL. You can select this no follow external links, but it's not really a good idea. No follow tells search engines not to share link juice or link authority with the links or external links that you share on your website, but it's not a good idea. So just disable this. You can do that with image links. However, now you can use no follow domains, and you can exclude few domains separated by spaces, and you can always open external links in new tab. You can also have an affiliate link prefix and click on save changes. Let's go to the next tab, which is breadcrumbs. I'll click on breadcrumbs. Now, breadcrumbs are a set of links that define or describe the path of the current page. So if you go to products, if I actually go to the shop page and visit any of the products, you can see the breadcrumb in action. So if I click on any of the products, this is breadcrumb. It shows that from home, we went to plastic category, under which we have this current product. So this is a breadcrumb or a path, and it's good for search engine optimization because search engines know a better context of how this product can be reached on your website. And it's also good for users because they can click on other links and navigate to other pages, reducing the bounce rate or increasing the time spent on your website. So that's a great thing. So with RankMath, you can just enable this and use breadcrumbs widget provided by RankMath itself. Even if you have Elementor WooCommerce widget, it's a good idea to use this because these breadcrumbs are using the schema markup necessary. So it's really good for, you can also choose the separator category. You can choose the homepage label, homepage link. You can add a prefix. Maybe you can say you are here. Something like that. For archives, you can have a format. For results, you can have a format. And for 404 error page also, you can have a format. You can show categories or hide them. You can hide taxonomy name, or you can show the taxonomy name. You can show the blog page in the breadcrumb. I'll also show category. You can also hide post title or the page title of the breadcrumb. So click on save changes. Once you click on save changes, open single product template, single page template, and single post template. Basically the design that defines the design of your post, page, or even a custom post type such as products. Click on edit with Elementor and now just use the RankMath widget. RankMath widget is completely compatible with Elementor Pro, so it's really easy to use it. So click on the widgets button, search for breadcrumb, and you find this RankMath logo. Just click and drag it above or below and you can see our whole breadcrumbs are here. You can also hide categories if you don't like to show category in here. You can hide taxonomy name. Now you can delete the breadcrumb widget of Elementor on your posts, pages, and products. So something like that. You can also add a padding. It works just like any other Elementor widget, and it's really cool. So that is breadcrumbs, and you can change this. Now if you visit a 404 error page, I'll just type a URL that doesn't exist, and that will generate a 404 error page. Again, you can change the design of this. Click on 404 error page and just drag in the breadcrumb widget even here. I'll reload this page, and now if I go to any page, you can see the breadcrumb in action. We removed the blog page, and you can customize this text. So that is breadcrumb. Use this on every template that you wish on your website, and it will add a lot of significance for search engines and for users as well. Let's move on to the next section. I'll just click on WebMaster tools. Now this is where you can verify your website with different search engines such as Google. We already did Google Search Console, so this is not necessary. Now we'll do that with Bing. Now go to Bing WebMaster tools, and you can do the same process for other search engines such as Baidu. I think it's very famous in China. And sign up with Microsoft Bing. You can also pull data from your Google Search Console, but I'll just do it manually. So I'll just click on add site manually. You just need to put in your site URL like so. And I have already done that. It's https://kartikrajnala.com. Now you can click on action, click on verify now. You can click on HTML tag. Copy this HTML tag. Now go to your RankMath plugin. Click on general, click on WebMaster tools, and under Bing, just paste the thing and click on save changes. My security plugin gives this, so I can allow this action and I can reload this page. Security plugin thought it was a virus trying to hack me or something like that. So once you do that verification, you can close this panel and you can refresh this page, and that should verify our website. You can simply click on verify, and if it verifies, it gets added. There are multiple methods, but this is the easiest to do. You need to paste the ID. You can see that verification is successful. So our site has been added to Bing as well. Bing is another search engine by Microsoft. Now you do the same with other webmaster tools, which is how you do it with Yandex, and with Pinterest you need to do the same thing. And that's how you verify with different search engines. So different search engines know that your website is live and then try to index your website. But usually the biggest one is Google. So anyway, we just did that in the beginning itself. But this is how you do it with other search engines. Let's move on to the next section. And others, basically when you have headless CMS, you can toggle this on. But we'll skip this section for now. We'll move on to the next one, which is edit robots.txt. Robots.txt basically tells the bots, the search engine bots crawling your website, which kinds of folders to access and which kinds of folders to not access. As you can see, the default text is disallow wp-admin, so don't try to access my admin area. But it says allow wp-admin admin ajax, so you can just crawl the ajax, but don't try to access any of my admin folders. It's confidential. And it also presents our site's sitemap that we've generated while configuring the plugin. Every site has robots.txt. So if you go to rankmath.com's robot.txt, this is their robots.txt. You can simply copy and paste any site that you follow and change it to things that you have, or I think you can leave it at the default. In case you want to make any changes, this is the file you want to change. Similarly, if you click on edit htaccess, this is a server level configuration file that defines all the rewrite rules. And by the way, this was all generated by the plugins on my site, such as WordFence and Lightspeed. So I better not fiddle with this, because changing this and making any error might break your website. So just leave it at the default. Click on WooCommerce. Again, you can remove the base URL from WooCommerce. You can also remove the product category base, right? So it will remove this product category term from the category base. You can also remove parent slugs from category URL. So if any category has a parent, it will remove the parent from the slug. It will also remove the generator tag. It will also remove schema on shop archives. You can enable this like so. You can select the brand to represent. You can choose product categories as the brand. You can also pick a global identifier. You can also no index hidden products. So you are telling search engines not to put them in their directory, or not to crawl them because they're of no use. And click on save changes once you make all these changes. Now click on 404 monitor. Here you can pick simple or advanced. Simple mode is more than enough. You can also limit the log. This basically records all the 404 errors on your page. You can also exclude paths. Maybe if you want to exclude contact us page, you can just type the URL or the slug, and from here you can pick contains. You can add as many keywords as you want, but I'm not going to add any. You can also toggle this on and click on save changes. Analytics tab, we've already covered that. Click on redirections. You can define a default behavior for 404 error. So for page not found, you can leave it at default 404 page, or you can redirect all the 404 pages to home page, or you can add a custom page where you want to redirect them. I suggest leaving it at default. And if you want to redirect any of the pages, you can pick the kind of redirection, which we'll get to in a bit. If you have modified the post URL, you can also use this, but that will add too many redirections on your website, which is not a good idea. So I'll leave this unchecked and click on Save Changes. Now we'll discuss content AI while writing an actual content. Now we'll head over to the next section, which is titles and meta. I'll just click on that, and that takes us to this section. Let's go through each one of these one by one. So click on titles and meta, and the first option, which is global meta, will be selected by default. And here you choose index or no index, no follow, meaning don't give the link juice to any of the links on this page, no archive, no image index, meaning if I use any third-party images or third-party website images on this, just don't pass the link juice to those images. And no snippet. Well, if yours is a news site and you don't want the content to be shown in the snippet, maybe you have a paywall or something to show the content, you can pick that. But generally, just selecting index would be just more than enough. And that would basically index everything on your website unless and until specified otherwise. So it indexes posts, pages, products, and any custom post type. You can of course disable it per page level or per post level. Anyway, so advanced robots meta. Here you can pick the length of the rich snippet. So if you search for something on Google, basically this is a rich snippet. So you can limit the length of the rich snippet. -1 means unlimited, right? Just leave it to Google and it will show as much as possible, right? You can also specify the number of characters. You can hover over this, and if you enter 40, only 40 characters from the snippet will be shown. Same thing with video. If your post has a video and if that is included in rich snippet, you can choose -1, which basically shows the entire preview of the video, or you can just give a 40-second preview of the video. And similarly, the same thing with image. If you want a large preview of the image or standard preview, just pick that. Check this option. So empty category and tag archives will be marked as no index. So search engines won't try to index them and won't try to present them to users, which is a good thing because there's no useful content when a tag or category is empty. Now you can choose the separator character, and you can see how that plays out in the preview. And this is how your website appears in the search results page, right? So you can pick a separator. I prefer this. You can also enter your custom separator, but I prefer this pipe character. You can also capitalize titles. Open graph thumbnail, which is used for Facebook. You can pick any image on your website to be used as an open graph thumbnail. You can also change the preview for Twitter card type. Again, when no featured image is found, this will be the default image that will be shared or that will appear in Facebook or Twitter when the product or a page URL is shared. You can also add a watermark image. So just pick your logo. So just pick that. And now you can pick the default watermark created. Once you give the name, the thumbnail appears here, and just click on Save Changes. So that is how you configure this whole thing. Now let's move on to the local SEO section. I'll just click on it. Well, you can tell if this is a company or a person. Well, this is an organization. I just sell pots. I'm not a person. So you can rename the website to anything. You can give it an alternate name. Give the name for our organization. Again, logo, just pick your logo. If you have a separate logo, just pick that. And once you pick, use multiple locations. Let's say you have multiple branches of your website or your business. You can choose this, and RankMath will create a new category of posts. Just put in the email that you want to be found in search engines. So when you type something, so this is the rich text data, and we are basically filling in all the fields in here, right? So you're providing the name, you're providing the address, you can provide the closing time and opening time, and that will help Google serve results such as this. So we are putting all that data in here. Again, address, street, whatever, postal code, and all that will be found when people just Google for your business or maybe for something similar in search engine. You can pick country. You can choose the address format or leave it at the default. You can pick business type. You can just have an opening time. So maybe like 9:15 to evening 6 for your business. You can click on add time and just change the date. Maybe on Tuesday you have a separate opening time. Maybe you just work for these hours. You can put all those in here. Also add a 0 because that seems to be the format. You can select opening hours format if it's a 24-hour or 12-hour, basically this time, right? You can also add a phone number. Even phone number shows up. Some people don't put phone numbers, but you can also put in phone number and that will appear in the search result if they want to calculate. Price range, you can specify if it's in double digits or triple digits. You can just specify that. You can also put in Google Maps API key. You can also paste the geolocation coordinate. You can get the geo coordinates and paste those values in here. You can type the about page link. I don't have about page, I guess. So users can learn more about that. I don't have contact page, but if you have contact page, pick that and click on save changes. And that's how you add information regarding your business. And if you're lucky, your website will show up in Google like so. Your business will show up, right? So all this data will be available. That's how you make use of this module. Let's click on social meta. You can enter the Facebook page URL of your website or your store if you have a Facebook page. Put all the relevant details. You can also put in the Twitter name and click on save changes. And that's pretty much it for social meta. For homepage, mostly you'll have a static page set. So you can change it while editing the page itself in Elementor or anything. These options are also available. These are just like global options. So I'll just click on author. You can enable author archives or disable them only if you have a single person managing your website. So a single person is writing posts and you'll have duplicate content because the blog page is made up of those posts and author archives are also made up of the same posts. Search engines view that as a duplicate content because essentially they'll be the same. So if it's just single person, just disable this. If it's multiple people, just enable this. You can set it to index or no index. Again, it depends on if you want to rank or index the author's content. The same thing with snippets. You can enter the length of this. You can change the variables, the way in which this is presented. So name variable pulls up the name of the author. You can just change it to anything else. I'll just remove this variable. You can click on the drop down. So you can choose this variable instead of that. And I'll actually paste it at the beginning. SEP stands for separator. You can see our separator here. Let's also add one more separator. I'll copy this. Basically the variable between the percentages is what you can pull from here. You just click that and that will be inserted. I'll also paste separator between this. You can see how that looks below. You can also pull in author archive description from his bio. I think this should be fine. More about him. You can check these options and click on save changes. Now if you click on miscellaneous pages, you can disable date archives or enable them, but no one actually browses through your dates, right? And you can change the title format of 404 page. So if you go to, or if there's a 404 page in the browser, you can see the title. So it just says page not found hyphen and Karthik Rajnala. That is the page title. You can change it from here. Click on save changes. Now I try to reload this and you can see the title is changed. Again, you can use the same variables. Just give it a space and select any of the variables. If you select separator, it will be the separator, the default separator that you picked in the global meta, and so on. And the same thing with search results. You can change the search results page. You can also add static text like so. So I just change my search results page to something like that. Click on save changes. Now if I try to search anything on the website, let's search for something. I'll search for pot, click on, and you can see the search results title now being changed. All the titles are reflected in the browser tabs, and you can customize it the way you want. You can also use variables. If you click them, that will be inserted. If you want to remove them, just remove them along with the percentages. Now you can no index search results because it's always dynamic and there's no point for search engines to index search result page. You can also no index sub pages, paginated pages, and password protected pages because it doesn't make any sense. Uncheck this and click on save changes, and that's pretty much it for miscellaneous pages. Now let's head over to post types. The same things can be changed for posts, pages, attachments, and all that. But attachments, we've just redirected them to the post page, so you won't find anything in here. I'll click on posts. Again, you can change the title of the post. You can see single post description is basically the excerpt. Schema type for post is article. Headline is SEO title. And now you can pick a separator. After that, you can also add your website name. You can pick site title like so. You can change the description to SEO description, and article type you can change it to article, blog post, or news article. You can auto detect videos in your posts if you share a YouTube video. I'll show that in a bit. You can also auto generate image from that particular auto detected video. And posts, robots, meta, you can change it per link, so it doesn't matter if you toggle this on. I'll just leave it off. You can also enable link suggestions. You can also link suggestion titles. You can use your focus keyword for link suggestions because we want similar keywords. And you can change the taxonomy to tags or categories, and you have few other options. And you can also have custom fields. The name of the field should be added in here, and you can also have a default watermark. Whenever you share a post to social media such as Facebook, this watermark will be added. Click on save changes. Click on pages. You can change this. Remove the page number because I usually don't have split pages, right? I think this should be fine. So whenever you try to visit any page on my site, page name and the title, I think that is good. Schema type. Now usually our pages don't really fit into any of the schema type, or you can change it per page level. The same options you have with, I'll leave everything at the default, and I'll just pick logo here, and I'll just click on save changes. Now every time you view a page on the front end, it will follow all the things that we've just mentioned. Again, for landing pages, we'll go to products, and you can change the single product. Again, I do not have page number, or you can remove the page number from the page title. Single product description will be excerpt. Product archive title like so. Schema type WooCommerce product. Auto detect, again you can pick these options. Thumbnail for Facebook or Twitter, you can pick a default thumbnail. If you don't have or forgot to add a featured image to the product, you can also watermark your products if you're sharing it, but I'll just leave it at the default. If you're really particular about branding, you can pick logo and click on save changes. Now for your post categories, you have similar options. You can change the title, you can change the description, and you can have different kinds of options. These are similar to the post types themselves, so I'll not go through them. You make all the changes and click on save changes. Now let's click on sitemap settings. Essentially, you can check all the lists of sitemaps that the plugin has generated. Well, this is all configured while you set up the plugin itself, so you don't have to make any specific changes. And you can see all the sitemaps are submitted like so. You can toggle each and individual post in that and click on save changes, and that will remove the sitemap for that particular content type, such as products. Categories are like taxonomies, like these are ways to organize your content if you want them to be available in the sitemap. The reason why the plugin just chooses categories but not tags is to prevent duplicate content, because you're organizing them into categories. There's no point in doing them in other way. Similarly, it just picks include in sitemap for product categories but not tags for a similar reason. And there's also local SEO. Once you fill the local SEO in the titles and meta section, you can find all the details of your business by clicking on this link. It'll show the address, phone number, and all that. You can just update it whenever you want. So that is sitemaps. And you can click on instant indexing, click on settings. And basically, instant indexing means whenever you make a change to any of the content types, such as posts, pages, landing pages, or products, right? Whenever you make changes, these changes will be automatically submitted to a third-party website, which will then submit to search engines. So any change that you make on these will automatically be updated, and the search engines will also always have the latest version of that particular post or content. So that's a cool thing. Just enable the things that you usually update, usually like pages, posts, and products, and click on save changes, and that's pretty much it. And you can also click on history to see if it has submitted. And if you go to pages, posts, or any custom post types, and when you hover over individual post, you can also see instant indexing. You can click that to submit that particular post to instant indexing, or you can select a lot of them and also perform instant indexing. Basically, this will let search engines know that, hey, there is a brand new content updated on this particular page or post. Please check it out and put it in your index. So that's as simple as that. So you can do that at post level by selecting these. Click on save changes. Also clear cache if you have to. The next thing is 404 monitor. As the name suggests, it gives you a 404 error was shown on your website. It logs the number of hits. It gives you the access time. And if you want a better in-depth analysis, you can click on dashboard. Scroll down to 404 monitor. Go to 404 monitor. Click on settings. And change this from simple to advanced, but it will also significantly increase your error log. So if you're okay with that, just click on save changes, which is under general settings, and then go to 404 monitor dashboard entry. It gives you more details. You can click on redirect to redirect this. You can select the exact URL, or you can pick contains. So basically you can just type a single word, and if that particular word is present in the URL, you can redirect it to a destination URL. This can be your own website or any other third-party website. You can also specify the type of redirection, right? 301 is like this content has been moved. It can be a temporary move or a permanent move. And in case if you're changing the design of the page or something, you can also pick temporary redirect 307. And if the content has been deleted, you need to pick either of these. You can also pick category for the redirection thing. You can activate or deactivate like so, and click on add redirection. So that will activate it. You can also deactivate it by clicking here. So 404 monitor and redirections work hand in hand. You can also add as many as you can. Just paste the lists like so and pick the destination URL and just click on add redirection. And that's how this whole thing works. Also, when a link is grayed out, it means that the redirection is not active. Once you click on activate, it becomes visible again. Click on deactivate, it gets grayed out. So that is 404 monitor, which gives you the log of all 404 errors on your page, on which page you're actually getting the errors and all that kind of stuff. I'll just click on dashboard, and in dashboard, we'll now check image SEO module. So I'll just enable image SEO like so and just click on settings. Essentially, this will let us add missing alt attributes. Alt attributes are really important. You can clear this out and use your file name as an alt attribute. So you can actually find that variable. So file name, and then we'll click on this. We'll use separator, and then we'll use our website name. So maybe something like that. So that will be a unique name. When we forgot to add an alt attribute, this particular format name will be added automatically. Similarly, you can do that for title attribute. You can also do that for caption. You can also add missing description, but really alt attribute is all that really matters. You can capitalize the title, right? You can also do the same for alt attribute, and also you can do the same for description as well, right? But these are not really important. And you can also find and replace alt attributes, titles and captions using this option here. But anyway, so we'll just click on save changes. So any image that doesn't have an alt attribute will get the alt attributes that we defined in this format. Basically, you just need to pick the variables which are available here. So click that. If you don't want the variable, just remove the variable and the 2% signs and it's gone. Once you make the changes, just click on that. And depending on the variable that you pick, if you pick search query, it will show search query. Counter will basically increase a variable. Site title will pull in the site title dynamically. Current date will put current date. You can also add that like so, right? You can actually remove the site name and put current date. So file name together with current date, great name, which will be a unique name. So I'll just click on save changes. So if we create a new page or use images from the media library without actually having or adding alt attribute, let's say I just create a new page. I'll call it test page. Now, if I choose an image within Gutenberg interface, it doesn't matter. It can be Elementor, it can be Gutenberg. As you can see, this image doesn't have alt text, and let's say I just forgot to add alt text and published this page like so. It will be dynamically added. And when you click on the page, when you click on view page, you can see the caption was also added automatically. I didn't add any caption. If I right click on this image and inspect this particular image, you can see that it has an alt attribute called handmade kit shop, which was basically the file name separator. And then we also have date, which is the format that we specified in the image SEO module. So you can put alt attributes automatically for those that were missing alt attributes. Whenever you use these images without adding them, on just in case you forgot to add them, they'll be automatically added, and that gives more context to your images, and it will also help you show up in Google image search results if you prefer so. That is image SEO. Let's move on to the next module. Now it's time to discuss about something called on-page SEO, or how you should actually write content on your page. All these settings that we have adjusted till now only boost the content which is on our page. So you basically have two default types of adding content. Posts are usually for writing dynamic piece of content, and pages are for static content, such as your contact us page, about us page, and all that kind of stuff. Usually that content won't be outdated after a long time. Maybe there might be small minor changes necessary, but pages are usually for static purposes. Posts are for more dynamic and relevant data, but you can use them any way you want. And the same thing applies to custom post type as well. So I'll just click on add new for a post. You can do the same thing. The same thing is applicable to posts or pages. And first you have to decide the topic or the keyword on which you have to write the posts. The keyword basically should be more than 3 or 4 words, and you can actually Google things that you want to write about. But for this tutorial, I'll just pick the keyword pottery just to demonstrate this. So I'll add pottery. I'll say the keyword here is pottery, remember, and I'll just make up content on top of it. What you need to know. Now, writing content is really important. You just need to start with the keyword, and you can click on the RankMath menu and just put in the focus keyword, which in this case is pottery, right? And once you put the pottery, it also gives you a lot of suggestions. I think this is exclusive to, you can add multiple keywords. I think this is exclusive to the pro version, but just check it out. I'll just type pottery again. So this is the main keyword. You can add multiple keywords, but you should always optimize your post or content for one keyword. In this case, we're just doing it for pottery. And just as I type pottery, I'll just remove this for now. You can use multiple keywords. They should be usually relevant. And you can see when I put pottery and I just typed one heading, it just bumped up the score to 44. So it gives a list of things that we need to do. Now it's asking us to add focus keyword to our meta description, which we'll do in a bit. So this is the title. So you can click on edit snippet and change the, let's also add our focus keyword in the permalink, which is the URL slug. Let's also give it a description. I'll just copy it from here for the time's sake, but you have to write your own content. Just be as original as possible and write it in your own words, which is the best performing content nowadays. So just put that and it looks good. So this is a snippet. You can see this is how it looks. So I just put in one line, which is the heading of or the page title or the post title. Now just fill in some headings, right? There should only be one H1 and remaining should be H2. First start with your headings and then publish content in between. You can also have subheadings like H3. You can also select H3 from here and choose a different heading. And remember, just by typing these, the score has reached 62. And you can also preview the snippet. This is how it actually appears in the search results. You can see the title. You can see the page title and the website name, which is how we configured it in the global settings. And you can see the meta description. You can also put this in your excerpt, right? And make that your meta description or use a different meta description like so. So even if you delete this and click on this and just pick excerpt as your meta description, that is totally fine. So this is also totally fine. You can simply go to your page, right? You can click on RankMath, click on settings again, go to your post or page, and if you click on excerpt and paste the same, even that is also totally fine, right? That will also help. And I'll just click on the RankMath button again. So pottery is our main keyword, which we need to optimize it for. So use some headings, and they do not necessarily have to have the focus keyword. Don't make it forced. It should be natural. So FAQs about pottery, it's quite natural. Pottery getting starting guide is also quite natural. Now you can put in your data in between, write your content. I'll just copy some sample content, but this is how RankMath evaluates how relevant the content is. Of course, never copy content from any websites. I'm just doing it for the time's sake, like so, or I'll change it to things to know. So you can see the SEO score is 68. We still need to do a lot of things, and you can see the content needs at least 600 words. So I'll copy and paste this content. So once you optimize the SEO score, this changes. Again, I just pasted the same thing, but you write relevant content. RankMath recommends at least 600 words. Now you can see we have satisfied most of the basic SEO. Now you can click on additional SEO and see what we are missing. It says focus keyword found in subheadings. Now this is not really mandatory, but if you have it, it's quite good. You can also see the keyword density is too much because we use pottery in a lot of things. That is called keyword stuffing. Don't do it. Don't force it. If you do so, it's harmful for your website, right? Remove the instances of pottery. I'm just using this example to show you. Now the keyword density is fixed. So always the keyword density should be green. Now it's missing an image with our focus keyword alt text. So I'll just hit enter, type / and type image. I'll just click on the image. I'll pick one. I'll pick this image and give it an alt text like so. Click on select, and once we upload the image, you can see that turned green. URL is also good. You're linking to external resources. So it's always really a good idea to link your content. So within your content, you can select something and you can click this link button and put a URL of an external website. Of course, that website should be a good website, and you can open it in a new tab, and you can also set it to sponsored if it's an affiliate link. So that is really important. It's always good idea to enter links, and now it's giving us, we have do follow links. So all these links can also be no follow. So if you set it to no follow, it basically means to search engines, you're telling not to follow the link juice or share the link juice with this website. So whenever you add a link, it's always a good idea to add few do follow or normal links, and few links can be made no follow. If you click on the link button, you can set it to no follow by using this toggle, right? And basically, if you're doing that in Elementor, there'll be an option to set the attribute to no follow as well. So that is also quite simple. And now it's saying that it doesn't find any internal link. So I'll just type some content here. You can shop from our store or be inspired by reading the blog. So I type this, and now I want to link the shop. I'll just click here and I'll just type the shop page, or I'll just type the character shop. I'll click our internal link shop, and now I'll select this blog text. I'll click on the link button. Again, I want to link it to the blog, so I'll just type blog. We have a page called blog, so just click that, and now it shows all things are good. And now our SEO score is looking decent, so you can publish this page as it is. So this is a good idea. Always start with your keyword and put your keyword in the front as forward as possible. If it's not possible in the first position, at least it should be the second or third, and then you can add a meaningful title. And also make sure you'd add the keyword in your subheadings such as H2 and all. And again, for title readability, they have two errors. If you click on it, so you can use a positive or negative sentiment word. You can click on them and that will give you what kind of words they are. And it also says that our website or the title doesn't have power word. You can actually click those links, and so things like new, free, and all these are power words. So you can modify your title like so. Again, it should be meaningful, it shouldn't be forced. So just like that, I enter that, and our SEO score is 84, and try to make it as good as possible. Also, it's a good idea to share your own YouTube video. You can just type / or just paste the URL of the YouTube video, and automatically the YouTube video will be embedded into a post or page. Right now I don't have any video matching this. Also, you can make it pillar content, meaning this is an evergreen content which you can be using as a base. So let's say you're writing a lot of posts, you'll always link this post because this post is like ultimate pottery guide. You can also do it like so, ultimate pottery guide. We can also change it like so, and also make it a pillar content by checking this box in here. Again, you click the rank math menu and it gives you all these options. Start with the heading and also follow all the things, and the content should be as natural as possible. It should be really in a user friendly format. Don't use any AI generation tools because search engines are smart and they know the content that you're writing. And let's see if we have any problem. Now it's asking us to use content AI, so I'll just click on that. So it selects our keyword, and of course we have limited credits for that. I'll click on research and it will give us things that we need to do for here. So it will analyze people who are getting ranked for it, and it will show everything we need to do or things that we can do on our post or page. It's totally optional, but if you want to use it, you can just click this button. So you can use these related keywords in your text. You can copy this like so and paste it within your content and make a natural sentence out of it. Again, it shouldn't be forced. It should be totally natural and relevant. So you can use these keywords. You can also add questions, and they can actually be used as headings. So you can do like, you can copy this and paste this heading like so. So you can use them in a natural way. You can also link them. They don't have any links as of now. Again, once you do all that, you can see my SEO score is 94 out of 100, and that means this particular content in this current state has a high chance of ranking in search engine results. And if you have proper backlinks or links from other good websites, it might even go to the top when user types pottery guide or pottery, right? But usually it's a good idea to use long tail keywords with at least 3 to 4 words in it, so you have a better chance of doing it. But keyword research is topic for another day. But this is on-page SEO. Start with the title, add subheadings, and then between those subheadings or within the subheadings, make sure you have your focus keyword at least once or twice if possible. If it's not possible, then it's totally fine. And then write your content between your subheadings. And once you write your content, you can also use the other recommendations if it's possible. Again, this is all totally up to you. So that is the general tab. Then you have another tab called advanced. This is where you can set index or no index. Let's say you want this page not to be included, then you can pick no index. But we want every page to be indexed as possible. The only pages that you wouldn't index are like pages like help pages or FAQ pages. Even FAQ pages need to be indexed, but maybe customer support pages, pages that really don't need indexing, for them you'll pick no index. You can also pick no follow for them, right? Or the page itself becomes no followed. You can also use no image index and no snippet, so search engines won't pull up snippet from this page, and you can do the whole thing here. And there's something called canonical URL. Now if you have two or more similar content on your website, you need to decide which content is the original. By default, every content on your website is marked as canonical or original by RankMath. Now let's say you wrote another post about pottery, but you want this post to be the original pottery guide, right? Maybe the second one was more like tips and tricks about pottery. So for that, you can, in that particular post, you can paste the canonical URL of this post, right? You can paste the URL of this post. So every time a user tries to search for pottery, search engines will try to display this page instead of the page with thin content or with similar content, because we feel that this is the ultimate page where he should land on, right? You can also change the breadcrumb title from here. You can redirect, let's say you're making some changes on this, you can redirect the page and just move it to, or redirect it to another URL. You can also do that. And you can click on schema, and you can see that the article schema is selected because the posts are usually articles. You can also click on customize and change these options by using variables. And finally, you can see the social media preview by clicking on the last tab. So this is the general tab, and this is how your post will look when shared to social media, like so. You can also change these values by clicking this and picking the variables, or you can leave it default and it pulls up the default values that it shows like so. So basically, when you share this URL to Facebook, this is how it will look like. And when you share this page to Twitter, this is how it will look like. So this is the whole on-page SEO that you need to follow, and this is the ultimate guide to RankMath. Let me know what you guys think, and there are more tutorials on RankMath coming soon, so stay tuned. And if you want to help the channel, get RankMath from the link in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.